Hello everyone, are we ready for another sweet spot yoga? Excellent. Now, if you've got one of these, a block, this might come in handy. You may not need it, but it's always good to have for a posture that I'm going to be looking at today. And if you don't have one of these, a couple of sturdy books would do just as well. Okay, so just having that ready before we start class is fantastic. Alright, we're just going to stand together in our Samsitihi. And we'll just put our hands on our heart. Just start taking in some of the Ujjayi breath. And just allow the body to settle into a nice, relaxed state. If you find it more comfortable, you can have your feet slightly further apart if you're finding it hard just to keep the balance. Otherwise, just try and keep a steadiness as in a nice steady tree. Just taking a nice deep breath in and out with your Ujjayi breath. Deep breath in, take the hands down, want to bend the knees, take the hands up, nice, up towards the ceiling, and then back down again. Bring them back up to the heart centre, bend the knees again, come down deeply, coming back up again, and back down to the heart centre. Bend the knees again, ever deeper, all the way round, and up, and back to the heart centre. Good. And again, let's just try and activate those thighs. One last time, come back down as deep as you can. Some nice deep chair pose and then back to centre. Excellent. Okay, I want you just to take your weight on that left foot. Okay, we're going to come straight into a nice balance. I'm going to just try and bring that foot right up and tuck it in here. Okay? Now you want to maybe try and keep the knee a little bit bent first of all until you feel you've got your space and your balance. Remember your drishti point. And just allow the body to slowly waken up with a nice balance to start. Always tricky. Just keep it nice and steady. Good. 2, 3, 4 and 5. Excellent, bring that down. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Okay, bring the left one up now. Okay, remember your drishti point. Nice and steady. Whoop, nice and steady. 1, 2, remember keep that core strong, that's key. 3, 4 and 5. Excellent start. Well done. Give yourself a clap in the back. Right, come to the front of the mat. Let's start off with a couple of nice sun salutations. Arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Nose to knee. Inhale, look up with a straight back. Right foot back. Left foot into the plank. Holding steady here. Exhaling down. Inhaling. Upward dog. Remember, you can bring your body all the way to the floor if you wish, okay? 5 nice deep breaths into downward dog. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Inhale, bring that right foot up to the hands, followed by the left. Look up with a straight back, exhale into the knees. Inhale the arms up to the ceiling. Back down. And again, left side, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, straight back, left foot back. Right foot plank. Exhaling down to Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward dog. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Inhale, left foot up to the hands, followed by the right. Inhale, look up with a nice straight back. Exhale, into the knees. Inhale, the arms back up again. Step the right foot back. Come straight into a nice deep warrior 1. Steady as you go. And then make sure that back foot is pushing down into the floor. Okay? You don't want to be pushing out too far in the ankle. You don't want to be collapsing your other side of your ankle in towards the floor. So try and position your foot so it's the full flat of the sole is pushing down the ground. Okay? And you want to bring your hips nicely forward into warrior 1. Good. Just keep holding. Excellent. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hands down. Back to downward dog. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, bring that left foot back up, whichever foot you didn't have in your downward dog last time, so whichever leg needs to come up and be ready into your warrior 1. Alright, so make sure it's the opposite one that you've just had. Same rule applies. Hips forward, looking up towards the hands, keeping it nice and strong. The core, shoulders sinking down, hips forward, legs straight and strong. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Excellent. Hands down. Back to downward dog. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Bring the knees to the floor. Okay, keep yourself in an extended tabletop. So you want your hands slightly forward from the knees, okay, rather than the tabletop. Slightly forward. I want you to engage that core nicely strong. I want you to come forward into the half plank position. And I want you to come down. See if you can get your chin to the floor and push yourself back. Okay, now don't worry if you can't get your chin to the floor, just come as far as you can. Bring a little bend into the elbows, make sure the elbows are tucked closely into the chest. Okay, so we're not doing the press out arms, we're bringing the arms in. So you're coming all the way down, chin and back. Let's do a few more. Just bringing in a bit of heat. I'm just bringing a bit of upper body strength into your practice. Just keep that core nicely engaged. I mean, remember, I'm doing quite a few and I'm going quite quickly, so it might take you a little bit longer to push yourself back and down. And just take your time and do the pace that suits you. Okay, coming back. Okay, excellent. Come back with the hands behind. I'm going to take a nice deep breath in. I'm going to raise the bottom up towards the ceiling. Take the head back if you can. Just stretching out the quads. 1, 2. Just try and keep your bottom as high as possible. 3. I'm going to try and get to 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Excellent. Bring yourself down, bring your head back up. Coming back up on to a nice kneeling position. Okay, I just want you to swing a little bit from side to side, just to help open up the tops of the feet. Okay, taking it nice and easy. Okay, so coming forward, Alright, so just come into your tabletop position. I just want you to bring the left hand into the centre in front of you. And I want you to roll the right arm up towards the ceiling, okay? Just hold for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now bring that right hand all the way around and tuck it all the way around. So you're bringing that right shoulder up towards that ceiling. And again, just hold here, bring the shoulder down, relax. 2, 3, 4, I'd like to hold for 10 here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Release that right arm. Swap sides, bring that right hand into the centre. Same thing again, left hand up to the ceiling. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring that left hand all the way around, tuck it all the way in towards your tummy. Lift that left shoulder up and down. 1, 2, just keep looking up towards the ceiling. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Excellent. Bring yourself back. Okay, slowly come back. Relax. So your arms have had quite a lot of work there. Okay. So now we're going to do a little bit of leg work. Alright, so I want you to come onto the balls of the feet and I want you just to bring yourself back into a nice malasana. I'm just going to come down here and just open up the hips a little bit. So we're going to just hold ourselves in malasana and just stretch the calves. So this is a really good practice to do, maybe later in the day when your body's maybe a bit more warmed up generally from kind of walking about. I've just come back from a swim in the sea, which was fabulous because it's just unusually warm weather at the moment, very well, we've got a bit of a heat wave early September here and the sun shines out and it's just fabulous. So I'm very fortunate to live near the sea, so I swim regularly and I love it. Alright, slowly come up. Bring your feet into hip width apart, okay? And I just want you to slowly relax your body down here. You can grab your elbows if you wish, and you can lift your kneecaps, or if you need to bend your knees a little bit, that's fine too. I'm just going to swing a little bit from side to side. I just want to open up the hamstrings at the back a bit more and just get them nicely warmed up for our triangle Tastic to finish. Okay, so we're going to just allow ourselves to relax. Just bring that blood rush to the head and reoxygenating our brain cells, firing up our synapses, all these good things. And at the same time, we're extending through the spine and just allowing the vertebra to take the pressure off the vertebra by hanging here in an upside down position. So you'll start to feel the backs of your legs maybe get a little bit pins and needly. Okay, that's okay. Let's take it easy. Just relax and breathe. Okay. Okay, so we're slowly going to ragdoll ourselves up to a standing position once more. Just watch that blood rush to the head. Just take a few breaths here and centre ourselves. You might feel yourself quite tall. I always feel sometimes when I'm in a forward fold, when I come back up, I just suddenly feel like I've extended about 6 feet into the air. So if that's you, you just lengthened your spine. That's good, isn't it? That's what wonderful yoga does. okay, so we're going to do a little bit of the triangle. Okay, so I want to bring yourself into your triangle feet position. Now, lots of different schools do different things. I tend to follow the more Ashtanga route, with the foot slightly turned in at the back, and I line up, usually try and line up my heel with just where the ball of the left foot is, and the leg length, obviously, your leg length is the space between your feet. Some schools have it very much like that foot is facing forward. That's very much a traditional way of doing things. You know, I think it's up to you. When I pull my foot slightly in, I feel it takes the pressure off my knee, but you do what you think's right for you. Again, it depends what school of yoga you're in, but that's how I tend to do my triangles, slightly turned into the back, okay? Now, I also have my legs nice and straight and strong, and I lift the kneecaps to activate the legs. My pelvis is facing forward here, okay? And I lift the arms up to shoulder height here and engage the triceps, and I engage the core. Inhale, and then I reach out as far as I can to the right here. I'm coming down towards my right toe, and then I bring my body down, my arms down, and windmill them down, okay? Now again, you might only be here, and that's fine. Don't put too much pressure on that knee. You're really just, touching the knee if you're there, or the shin, but don't dump the weight down on your legs, because that puts too much pressure on that knee joint here. So you should be holding yourself very much from your core and around this midsection of your body, okay? And again, don't compromise coming down to grab the toe by going forward, in which case to do that, that's not the position. It's very much a two-dimensional side bend. So if you only get to here, you only get to there, okay? Again, it's about lengthening through that side. Okay, so let's just hold this for another 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slowly come back up again. Well done. Okay, let's swivel those feet round. We'll do the exact same the other side. Okay, again, the pelvis is forward. Inhale. Exhale, reach out that left hand and come down into the position. Okay, now you tend to look up towards that right hand, but if you have any neck issues, you can just keep it where it's comfortable forward, or you can even bring it down towards the left toe. But if you can bring it up to the right, that's excellent. Keep it nice and steady, keep your side bend. And again, you're not dumping any weight here, and if you're holding your toe, you're lifting the toe up there, okay? Again, get your legs nice and strong and straight. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale. Excellent. Coming back up. Okay, bring the feet into a neutral position. Just come into Prasarita Padottanasana. Inhale here. Exhale, come forward. Just bring your hands down towards the mat. And if they're flat on the mat, bring your fingertips in line with your toes. You may only be here. That's fine. If you need to bring a wee bend in your knee, that's also okay. But eventually try and get to the point where you're managing to keep your legs nice and straight. Keep the head hanging down. And 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. Coming up, just before we go into anything else, I want you to grab your block, alright, because we're going to do a nice revolved triangle now. Alright, so coming back with our feet pointing right, that foot left in position. You want to put the block to the right hand side of that right foot. Okay? Now, coming back up to a neutral position, we're going to bring the hands in as if you're about to go into our triangle. But this time we're going to bring that left arm round and down onto the block. Okay, so let's inhale. And then as we exhale, we're going to windmill our pelvis forward as if we're about to come into warrior 1. But then we're going to bring that left hand down onto that block. Now, you may not need a block, in which case that's fantastic, just put your hand flat on the ground. What you want to try and do though is bring that left shoulder here over and try and get it more in line with the front toe. That brings a nice thoracic twist in here, okay? And then you want to try and bring that right hand up towards the ceiling. If you find yourself a bit off balance, you can always put that right hand on your sacrum there. If it's too much, just to add that extra bit in there, okay? Holding that position. Again, you may not need the block, in which case you would bring your hand all the way down, bring that arm up, and we'll just breathe through and count for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale. Well done. Okay, swapping round. And again, this time you'll be putting that left, block down the left side of the foot. Okay, again, you may not need it. This time, again, arms up. Exhale, windmill that arm round and down to the left hand side. Bring that right shoulder over and round in line with the toe. Arm up, nice and steady, kneecaps lifted, core engaged. Breathe, relax. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, bring yourself back up again. Well done. Feet in Prasarita. This time we're going to come down again in front and just bring our hands to our toes and just try and make a nice 90-degree shape with our elbows and breathing through. Hands nice and gentle. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Excellent. Hands out in front, bend the knees, jump the feet back into kind of a frog position here. And I'm just going to come back and have a little seat. Whew. Well done. Okay. Just want to quickly finish off with something for the lower back. So just take a couple of breaths here just to get yourself back into neutral. And 2, and 3. Excellent. Right, I just want you to come forward now and come straight back into a Sphinx position. I'm just going to hold it here for a nice 15 breaths, okay? So we can just get that lower back nicely curved and in position. Okay, so just count through up to about 15 breaths, just holding that steady. Okay, you want to lift through the chest. Slowly come back into your centre. Just feel all the sensations in your lower back as you stay in this position for longer than you normally do. You just find that your back will just start to relax, get into position, and we'll realise that it's not quite as hard or as difficult as it might at first have thought. It's just good to hold this position. Okay, let's have 3 more breaths and then we're slowly going to bring ourselves back into child's pose from here, okay? 1, 2, and 3. Excellent. Come down, hands under the shoulders, slowly come back, slowly, slowly, slowly does it into extended child's pose and relax. Two, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale. Come back up. Well done. So that was a good little workshop on Trikonasana and Parivrtta Trikonasana, triangle and revolve triangle for you. These two postures are absolutely fantastic at bringing into your practice every day if you can. Because they're extremely good at obviously lengthening through the sides, but the Parivrtta Trikonasana brings in a really nice deep twist, standing twist, which is always a nice way to warm up the digestion and get things moving. Okay, well done everybody. We'll finish in the usual fashion, hands up in front of the heart centre. Take a deep breath in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Thank you. Well done everybody. See you next time.